So maybe a Snickerdoodle cookie will put a smile on his face. But here we go. Okay, I'm gonna test this one out. It's still warm. It's definitely crisp on the outside, but it's soft, still soft on the inside. If they were a little more rounded with a little mound or whatever you want to call it, definitely be a little more pillowy, a little soft. Hey, hi you guys, I'm Amy Roloff, and I'm in my little kitchen. So thank you for joining me. Well, today, another favorite of mine because I am just cookie. I often debate on having little cookies or the big monster cookies. Maybe I'll make a monster cookie another time. But anyway, we are making Snickerdoodles. I remember as a kid with Snickerdoodles, I kind of always wanted to laugh, or it reminded me of laughing. Were these supposed to be a funny cookie because you're snickering Snickerdoodles? I have no idea. In fact, I forgot to look up the history of this cookie. I know there's a history because Snickerdoodle cookies have been around for a long time. And so a lot of times it depends on what you use, whether you have a flat cookie or a cookie that's mounded, with a little mound on top, a little dome on top. I think my cookies will probably end up being a little flat because what I may do after I bake them is just gently tap the cookie sheet on the table, so they'll be a little flat with a little crisp around the edge. But anyway, Snickerdoodle cookies is all about that cinnamon and sugar that you roll the cookie dough in, because that is fabulous. There's a thing that I wanted to try, which I may do here on half the cookies, is I'm going to do it more the traditional, but if you want to add in a little bit more sugar, really make this wet cinnamon sugar and just drop like little pieces of the cinnamon sugar, and really what it is like 6 tablespoons of butter, 3/4 cup of brown sugar, and 1.5 tablespoon, no, 1.5, yeah, maybe 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of cinnamon, and then you add it to the cookie, and it kind of makes these little cinnamon swirls or little droplets of cinnamon within your cookie. And I thought that would be kind of a different take on Snickerdoodle cookies, because it's all about the cinnamon and the sugar. So why don't we get going here? We're gonna do 1 stick of butter. I'm gonna start creaming that. We have about 2 3/4 cups of flour, or 2 2/3 cup of flour. I have about 1.5 cups of sugar in here. We have 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar. And the thing about cream of tartar, a lot of people say it's not a Snickerdoodle cookie without the cream of tartar, because cream of tartar is the reason it's called Snickerdoodle, because it adds that little tang to it. And, if you use something else like just baking soda, well, I do have baking soda in here. Or if you don't add the cream of tartar, it doesn't have that little tang. And then with the little sugar, it's all about the cream of tartar too, besides the cinnamon sugar mixture. And I probably have, I don't know, this is probably about a lot, but we're gonna do it twice. We're gonna roll the ball of cookie in here, and then when they're done cooking, we're gonna dump them in the cinnamon sugar mixture too. So it's gonna do a double whammy. So anyway, okay, let's cream the butter here. I'm gonna go ahead and add the sugar to it. Whoa. I made some other cookies earlier today, and they were called Michigan Rocks cookies. So check it out over at Amy Roloff's Little Kitchen, my other cookie recipe. Just gonna scrape down the bowl again. Really whip that up. I don't know, doesn't Snickerdoodle cookies remind you of like something that's fun, light, kind of laughable? I'm definitely doing these eggs one at a time because these eggs came from the farm. Isabel and Jacob gave me these eggs. And so I remember being on the farm, and if you get chicken eggs, you really want to, you know, do it separately because you never know if that egg is not going to be pretty. Oh, I've had that happen before, and it's like yucky. I don't know, if you have chicken and you have eggs for some reason, they are just so much more different, and the yolks are different, and it's just really, really good. Again, I'm just going to scrape this down a little bit. And you might have to do this a couple of times because you just really want to make sure everything's getting incorporated. Maybe this was the wrong spatula to use. I don't know. Okay. So we got the 2 2/3, 3/4 cup of flour here. We're gonna go ahead and add in the cream of tartar. Oh wait, I gotta add vanilla. Let's not, oh, this is a brand new vanilla. I should have realized that since I used the vanilla. I used up all the vanilla on the other cookie. I don't know, about a teaspoon. Half a teaspoon. Maybe a little more, maybe 2. Get that little vanilla cinnamon flavor going on. Okay, we added the 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar, a teaspoon of baking powder, and I don't know, just some salt. Maybe a half a teaspoon. Just gonna, I don't have a big enough bowl here. I'm just gonna kind of mix it in here. Trying to look at my recipe here to make sure I got it all right for you guys. Okay, we're going to slowly add in this flour. The bowl is filled up with flour too much, so I'm just doing small little scoops for now. So what makes this a little different from just regular old sugar cookies, I think, is because of the cream of tartar. And, you know, just rolling it in cinnamon sugar, which I guess you could do with a sugar cookie too. Okay, I think that might be enough because we don't want to overmix the cookie dough. And, you know, you could put this in the, oh yeah, baking soda also makes your cookie, I think, a little more crisp. You could put this dough in the fridge if you want. Because it's kind of late right now, I'm not going to do that. So we'll see how much these spread. I hope not too much. Or you might want to put it in the fridge for about, I don't know, 15, 30 minutes. Always reserve a little bit of flour because this dough may be a little sticky. Not stiff, but sticky. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to get my cookie sheet prepped because I don't have parchment paper on it. And then we're going to roll them in the dough, and then we're going to put them over, and then we're going to start baking. Okay, got my cookie sheet here, and we're just going to scoop up a little bit. Just roll it in a ball. Roll it in the sugar. And I think I'm going to flatten these just a little bit with a glass bottom. But if you want them a little puffy, you know, you don't have to do that. You could just leave it like that and they will, not puffy, I should say, if you want a little mound to it. So you just keep doing this. And like I said, if it's a little sticky, either put your hand, you know, in the sugar or a little flour. Just so this cookie won't stick to you as much. Just kind of roll it in your palm of your hand and keep doing this. Until you got them all done. I'm going to try not to crowd these because I forget how much they may spread. I forget. So I don't want them running into each other. But you definitely want to make enough cinnamon sugar so you can do this twice. After they're done cooking, you know, first when you roll them, roll it in the cinnamon sugar, and then when they're done baking, put the cookie in the cinnamon sugar again, double cinnamon sugar mixture. And then maybe you'll have double Snickerdoodles and double the laugh, double the smiles. Because I think most people like this cookie. It's almost kind of having, I don't know, maybe not quite coffee cake, but cinnamon sugar reminds you of so much that you make with cinnamon. Like I said, to me, cookies are good any time of the year. I mean, some cookies definitely, but I mean, I would have a gingerbread or a molasses cookie or a ginger cookie, molasses cookie in the middle of summer. Just because it's that rich. It's great on that stormy summer day or something of that sort. It's just nice. It's warm, it's comforting. Why not have some of those warm spices all year long? Trying to follow some other people that do some curry cooking. I'm not heavy into Indian food or curry cooking, but I like to have a couple of dishes in my repertoire that I really enjoy making. Just, I don't know, just getting to learn to do different things. But cookies like this is a tradition. Just like old-fashioned pot roast. I think what I'm going to do, because I haven't done this in a long time either, it's amazing how differently you cook when you don't have a whole family to cook for. I mean, I definitely had steak, pot roast, you know, all that other stuff. But I didn't go to the trouble to make my own, like, demi-glace. I think that's French. Sauce for my steak or beef or something. And so I'm going to give that a try next. Hang on here. I don't know. I think my hands are getting a little sticky here. Hopefully this cookie's gonna make it. Okay, I have my oven preheated at 350 degrees. We're gonna stick these in the oven for about, I don't know, 8 to 10 minutes, just until they get a little crisp around the edges. I'm probably gonna say 10 minutes for my oven. So let's give this a try. Ugh. Okay, I'll see you back here in about 10 minutes and we'll see if we got some snickerdoodles. Okay, so these cookies are still warm. My next batch, I think I'm gonna try, I forgot to tell you, I did press each of the Snickerdoodle ball cookie, pressed it down just gently with the bottom of a glass cup, and that's how they flattened out. But I'm gonna try and not do that on the next batch and see what happens. But this is how we double dip. Just shake it off a little bit. If you don't want to double dip, you don't have to. But I thought it'd be kind of fun to try. But these are fun, very similar to sugar cookies. That's why I put this cinnamon sugar on a plate, because I knew the cookies would spread a little bit, not as much as I thought. And of course, obviously, by the size of it, not all my balls were kind of like the same size. And of course, I'm gonna have to try one. If a cookie is not almost the best when it is still warm, I don't know what is. Oh my goodness. In fact, Chris isn't feeling very well right now. I think he, I don't know, did something to his neck area, muscle or something back there several months ago. And well, maybe when we were in Italy, I don't know. And I don't know, it just started hurting him today. So maybe a Snickerdoodle cookie will put a smile on his face. But here we go. Okay, I'm gonna test this one out. It's still warm. It's definitely crisp on the outside, but it's soft, still soft on the inside. If they were a little more rounded with a little mound or whatever you want to call it, definitely be a little more pillowy, a little soft. I don't know. You can definitely taste that chewiness and that little tang from the cream of tartar. I mean, this is what makes, besides the cinnamon sugar, what makes them Snickerdoodle cookies. So check out this recipe over at amyroloffslittlekitchen.com or go to my YouTube channel. I'd love if you liked it, subscribe to it. But yeah, check out this recipe over at Amy Roloff's Little Kitchen. I hope you give it a try. My version of a Snickerdoodle cookie. Oh yeah. I think maybe the last remaining batch, I'll see if okay. I'm rambling. I want to try that little cinnamon sugar swirl through it. Maybe that'll be next time. Anyway, Amy Roloff's Little Kitchen. Thank you for joining me, and keep enjoying gathering around the table with family and friends. I think it's late in the night. Oh my goodness, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But this is my place I'd love to be. So, see ya. Till next time.